Good day to everyone. I welcome you for this lecture on ARM Programmers Model. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the ARM Programmers Model. So these are the topics we're going to discuss. What are the different registers available in the ARM processor? What is current program status register and what is the use of it? And the ARM Programmers Model followed by the various modes of operation will also be discussed in this. So what is programmer's model and what is the use of it? It is considered as a manual of an ARM processor which consists of details of the core, various registers of the processor, operating modes and the instruction set. These details about the ARM processor will help the programmer in how to use the core components of the processor to program it. The programmer's model will not cover the functions that cannot be observed by the CPU instructions. Understanding the programmer's model is important for the reusability of software, including software development tools. So the ARM has total of 37 registers. ARM has a total of 37 registers. So a set of 37 registers includes 31 general purpose registers, each of 32-bit size, and 6 status registers. So total of 37 registers are available, out of which 31 are general purpose and 6 are status registers. Now as you can see here, register R and all these are registers. All these are the registers available. So this is register R0, this is register R1. Likewise we have up to R15. So total of 16 registers are here. All these are general purpose registers. Then see these registers are called banked registers, can be considered as a private registers. Okay, so these are called the banked registers. A total of, you see, these 7 registers and 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, total of 8 registers here. So total of 15 registers here. So these 15 registers and these 16 registers combinedly comes under 31 general purpose registers. So 16 plus 15, total of 31 registers. All these are called general purpose registers. See the status registers, six status registers are there. Okay, so this called program status register. You see this PSR. There are two types of program status registers. One is called current program status register. So this is called current program status register, and see this C represents current, and see this is also a program status register, and you see this S represents saved program status register. So there are two different program status registers. One is called current program status register and another one is called saved program status register. We have already seen this program status register in 8051 PIC microcontrollers. There we use the term called program status word or flag registers. Okay, the same functionality is here but with extra functions. Okay, so we have two program status registers. One is called current program status register, another one is called saved program status register. And you see one current program status register is there, and see one, this is a total of 5 saved program status registers are there. Why 5 saved program status registers? Because the ARM has 5 different privileged mode of operations. Okay, see here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. There are 5 privileged modes of operation are there. So you see here, this is one mode, this is one mode, and this is one mode, and this is one mode, and this is one mode. Total of 5 special modes are there, and each special mode will have one saved program status register. Okay, we'll see this in detail. after some time. So all these registers are of 32 bits. So we'll have a look into this program status register. Okay, so here a program status register is given. As I told you, this program status register, any program status register will have a 32 bit in size, total of 0 from 0 to 31, total of 32 bits, right? See, this is 0th bit and this is 31st bit, total of 32 bits. Okay, so this current program status register will be updated after every arithmetic logic operation. Okay, you see here there are, like, out of these 32 bits, these 4 bits, see, from bit number 28 to 31, 28, 29, 30 and 31, all these 4 bits are called condition code flags. Okay, which are used as the flag bits. See, this n represents the negative. It can also denote the less than. Okay, and this z is zero flag, this is negative flag, and this is carry flag, and this v represents overflow flag. Okay, so there are 4 flag bits available in this current program status register. It is, in short, it is called as CPSR, current program status register. Okay, so there are 4 condition code flags and all these are available here from bit number 28 to 31. Now we see there are 8 control bits, 8 control bits, out of which these first 5 bits from bit 0 to bit 4 are used to change the modes of operation of the processor. Okay, based on ones and zeros that are appearing here, the corresponding modes will be changing. Okay, so these 5 bits are called mode select bits, and these 3 are used for, see, this T represents the state, whether, like, T represents whether it is the processor is working in thumb state or arm state. We will see this later on. Okay, the processor instruction sets. Okay, there are two different types of instruction sets available, as we have seen in the previous video. Thumb instructions are there and arm instructions are there. Okay, so to set that one we are using this T, and these two, this I and F, these two are called disable bits. What it disables? It disables the fast interrupt mode, fast interrupt request mode, and this bit, this bit I, or 7th bit, will disable IRQ if these two are set as 1. For example, if I give 1 here, if I give 1 here, this will disable the fast interrupt request mode. Okay, like that. If I give 1 here, then that will disable the interrupt request mode, normal interrupt request mode. Okay, and the bits from 8 to 27, so all these bits are reserved. Okay, all these bits are reserved, it is not usually used. Okay, so this is used for some other functions. Okay, so we have total of 8 control bits and 4 condition code flag bits. Okay, and this represents the program status register. And as I told you, there are two different program status registers are there. One is called current program status register and another one is called the saved program status register. Okay, so saved program status register is also having the same structure, SPSR, saved program status register. Same bits will be available, and there is a basic difference between the CPSR and SPSR that I will tell you. Actually, it is when the modes of operation changes, then the SPSR will come into picture. Okay, we'll see that when we are seeing about the modes of operation. Okay, as of now, we have understood there are two program status registers are there. One is called current program status register and another one is called saved program status register. This is current program status register and this is saved program status register. Okay, and now you see the ARM programmers model, and you can see the set of registers are given here. All the registers available in the register sets are given here. As you have seen earlier, there are total of 37 registers. Okay, so from R0 to R15, 16 here, 16 registers are here. All these are general purpose registers. And see, these 15 registers are also the registers used for the different modes of operation. And the CPSR is current program status register, and this SPSR, see there are 1 2 3 4 5 SPSRs available. Okay, each SPSR will be used for the corresponding modes. You can see these are the different types of modes available, different types of operating modes. Okay, now we see there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 modes available. We'll see the details of these 6 modes and then we'll come back here so that we can easily understand this one. Okay, now there are 6 modes of operation of ARM processor. The modes are listed here. You can see the first mode is user mode. Okay, so this user mode is used for the normal program execution, so that is denoted as USR. The second mode, if you see, it is the fast interrupt request mode or fast interrupt mode. Okay, this mode, the processor will come into this mode when a high priority interrupt is raised. Okay, when there is an interrupt, that to high priority interrupt arriving from the peripheral, then the processor will enter into this particular state, this particular mode. Then you see the third mode is called supervisor mode. The supervisor mode is denoted as SVC, and this is the protected mode for the operating system. Okay, the next mode is abort mode. It is represented as ABT. This abort mode, the processor will enter after a data or instruction prefetch abort. Okay, and this IRQ mode, this is the normal interrupt request mode used for general purpose in interrupt handling, that I told you, right? Normal priority interrupt request. Okay, and the sixth mode is called undefined mode, designated as UND. The processor will enter, the ARM processor will enter into this mode when an undefined instruction is executed. When an undefined instruction is executed. So these are the 6 operating modes of the ARM processor. Out of these 6 modes, you see this fast interrupt mode, supervisor mode, abort mode, interrupt request mode or normal interrupt mode, and undefined mode. Okay, all these 5 modes are called exception modes. All these 5 modes are called exception modes. This you should remember. Okay, how many exception modes are there? Total of 5 exception modes are there. We are not including this one. Why we are not including this one? This is not coming under exception modes. Okay, also you should see this user mode is there. Total of 6 modes we have seen, right? There is one more mode called system mode. Okay, apart from these 6 modes of operation, there is one more mode called system mode, which is not listed in this 6. Okay, why it is not listed here? See, the system mode is almost same. It is very much similar to the user mode only. Same registers are used as in the user mode. Okay, but it is coming under privileged mode. Okay, see, these 6 are called, means this system mode, FIQ mode, fast interrupt mode, supervisor mode, abort mode, rec, normal interrupt mode or interrupt request mode, and undefined mode. These 5 modes are called privileged mode. Privileged. Okay, and this user mode doesn't have any privilege, so it is called unprivileged mode. So all these things you should understand. Okay, so there are 6 modes of operation. The system mode is not considered in this 6 modes of operation. If you consider the system mode also as a separate mode, then we will have total of 7 operating modes. Okay, so now we go back to that programmer's model. So in programmer's model, what I told you about the programmer's model, the programmer's model will have will tell the information about all the registers available, okay, for the programmer to write a program. In simple words, we can tell like this. Okay, now you see there are 6 modes you have seen in this slide, right? 6 modes of operation: user mode, fast interrupt mode, supervisor mode, abort mode, interrupt request mode, and undefined mode. All these 6 modes are there, are shown here. You can see here: user mode, fast interrupt request mode, supervisor mode, abort mode, interrupt request mode, and undefined mode. There are total of 6 modes of operation of the ARM processor. Okay, the processor will be switching from one mode to another mode. For example, the processor will be currently the processor is in user mode. Okay, and the processor may switch from user mode to fast interrupt mode, or from user mode to abort mode. Okay, most of the application programs are executed in this user mode only, but all other privileged modes of operation will come into picture when there's an interrupt comes from the peripherals or during the exceptional cases. The ARM processor will change its modes of operation in response to software instruction or interrupt or during the exceptions. As I've already told you, these registers, see, these registers are called banked registers. All these green colored registers are called banked register, and these are used by the respective modes. For example, see these registers R8 underscore FIQ, R8 underscore FIQ to R14 underscore FIQ. All these registers along with the SPSR. You see here, the saved program status register underscore FIQ. So all these registers will be used only during this FIQ mode. When the processor comes into this FIQ mode, okay, so this R8 register is replaced with this R8 underscore FIQ. Similarly, see this all registers from R8 to R14. So these registers are replacing these registers. Okay, see this R8, from R8 to R14 registers are replaced by the respective registers from the FIQ mode. See these are the banked register. These are called banked register. Okay, so the bank register will replace these registers during the respective mode of operation. Okay, during this FIQ mode, these 7 registers will come here, and see this SPSR, see this CPSR will come here and SPSR will be going here. Okay, so CPSR, since the ARM processor is currently in this particular mode, FAQ mode, okay, fast interrupt request mode, okay, what happens? The content of this CPSR, because of the previous execution or previous operating mode, that will be stored here or saved here in this SPSR underscore FAQ, and the CPSR will be loaded with this particular operating mode contents. Okay. Similarly, when you want to use this SVC mode, the supervisor mode, suppose you are using supervisor mode now. Okay, means the processor is changing the mode from user mode to SVC as supervisor mode. In that case, this R13 and R14 registers will be replacing this R13 and R14 register. Okay. Now we see we are talking about this this SVC mode. Okay, initially the processor is in user mode. Okay, now the processor is changing its mode of operation from user mode to this SVC mode. In that case, what will happen? See this R13 and R14 banked register. See these banked registers R13 and R14 will replace this register R13 and R14. Okay, these two registers will not be used. Instead, these two registers will replace these two registers and all other registers will be working. Okay, similarly this SPSR corresponding to the supervisor mode will come into picture. Okay, so this is how the processor changes modes, and whenever the processor changes modes, for example, now we take this mode, IRQ mode, this mode. If the processor comes into this mode, this R13 and R14, which are called banked register corresponding to this IRQ mode, will be coming here, and these two R13 and R14 will go out. Okay, so this will not be used, and this private register or the bank register corresponding to this IRQ mode will be used. Okay, apart from this, you see this R15, which is the program counter. This program counter will also be used. Okay, so R0 to R12 will be used. Along with that, like R0 to R12 and R5 R15 will be same, but this R13 IRQ, R14 IRQ and the SPSR IRQ, all these three registers will replace here. Okay, so that is how the ARM processor will change its modes of operation. What you want to understand here, when the processor changes its modes of operation, the corresponding banked register will come into play in this particular, in the case in the particular banked register, the corresponding banked register will be saved here, will be coming here, and only that registers only the corresponding banked register will be used by the processor instead of these registers. Okay, that you should understand. See, when the processor is in FIQ mode, total of 1, 2, 3, 4. See here, there are total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 registers are here, and then one register here. Total of 8 registers will be replaced here. Okay, the processor will use only these registers instead of these registers. When the processor wants to work with this IRQ mode, this R13 and R14 it won't use. Instead, this R13 underscore IRQ, R14 underscore IRQ will be used along with this SPSR underscore IRQ. So one thing to note down here, you can see in user mode, only the CPSR will be used. Okay, only the CPSR will be used in the user mode. When it comes to this fast interrupt request mode, the CPSR will be used. Also, this SPSR underscore FAQ, this saved program status register will also be used. Okay, see this abort mode. In abort mode also, one CPSR, the same CPSR will be used. Along with that, one SPSR will be used. Corresponding SPSR for the abort mode will be used here. So from this, you can understand during different modes of operations, different sets of registers will be used. So during this user mode, this R0 to R15, total of 16 registers are used. You see this R0 to R14, these 15 registers are general purpose registers, used as general purpose registers, and this R15 is used as program counter. Similarly, when this mode comes into picture, when this FAQ mode comes into picture, this R15 is used as the program counter only. Similarly, for all these modes, R15 is used as the program counter. That we should understand. Okay, so in user mode, how many registers are used? R0 to R15, total 16 registers are there. Okay, apart like out of these 16 registers, R15 is acting as program counter, and along with that we have one CPSR, one more register here, status register. And take this fast interrupt request mode. total of 16 registers are there. Okay, R0 to R15, that is there. But you see this R8 to R14, these registers are replaced with these registers corresponding to the fast interrupt request mode. Along with that, two status registers are there. One will be used in this FIQ mode. One is CPSR. Along with CPSR, we are using this SPSR underscore FIQ also. This one also. Okay, so this is how the processor is changing the modes. During the mode changing, what are the registers are used are shown here. Okay, so try to understand during this during the privileged modes, it is not that only these two registers are used. It is like using all these registers along with, like, in place of this R3 and R14, these two registers are used. Okay, that you should understand clearly. Okay, so we have seen different modes of operation of the processor, the ARM processor. And now for different modes of operation, like if you want to use these modes of operation, what are the values corresponding to this mode select bits? You can see in the uh, CPSR, you can see there is a place where you have mode select bits. There are 5 bits are available, or 5 mode select bits are available from M0 to M4. Based on ones and zeros you are giving here, okay, based on the ones and zeros appearing here, you will be getting, you will be, yeah, like the processor will be entering into different modes of operation accordingly. Okay, so that is given here. If the number is the M4 is equal to 1 and all others are 0, it will enter into user mode. What are the registers that are used? You see R0 to R14 and then PC. Whatever you have seen here in this programmer's model, see here R0 to R14 plus one program counter and one CPSR. That is what is given in this table. Try to understand. R0 to R14, R15 is a program counter and one CPSR is used. Okay, and then if it is entering FIQ, the mode select bits you can see M4 is equal to 1, M0 is equal to 1, and all other bits M2, M3, M1, M2, M3 are zeros. Okay, so this is, in this case it will be in the processor will be in the FIQ mode. And see what are the registers that are used. See R0 to R7. Okay, in that programmer's model, you see R0 to R7 will be used, and then I told you these R8 to R14 are mapped with these registers or replaced with these registers. So R8 FAQ till R14 FAQ will be there, and then R15 will be there. Along with that, two registers will be there, two status registers will be there. So that is what is given in that table. Okay, so R14, like, this is there, and then R8 to R14, there are total of 7 registers replacement, and then this one program counter along with one CPSR and one SPSR corresponding to this fast interrupt request mode. Okay, similarly you can see for all other modes also. Okay, so the review questions: how many condition code flags are available in ARM processor? We have seen the condition code flags are available in which register? It is available in program status register. If you refer to CPSR, you can find the answer for this. And the next question, dash exception modes are available in ARM processor. How many exception modes are available in ARM processor? Okay, so these are the options given. Find the correct one. So in this lecture, we have discussed about the ARM programmer's model. Thank you.